Hey guys, it's your girl Nosh, and we're back at it again. This video is going to be for you to learn about your Venus placement and what is going on with your Venus placement. To me, this is very interesting because, like I said, you guys all know how much I love birth charts and reading birth charts and figuring things out. So whenever I figure something out, I let you guys know. So for a very long time, I've been studying Venus placements, and I've been listening to different astrologists, different birth chart readings. And the one thing I've noticed is, and according to the teachings of birth charts, right? So if you are interested in where I learn, his name is Chris, Kris. Very, very nice individual. I love watching his videos. Try listening to Chris Astrology. It's Kris Astrology. And what I love about this is, he's Indian. He is Indian. That's why I listen to him. For some reason, I'm not trying to say this or not, but I feel more comfortable listening to someone who is Indian because I understand, because I'm half Indian. So it just makes sense to me. Okay, like there's a lot of things that people think that they know, whatever. And then I have this little joke like, I want an Indian teacher to teach me yoga. You know what? I'm just going to put that out there. So if the teacher is not Indian, I feel very uncomfortable learning yoga from that person. But if the person is Indian, or even so, I feel more comfortable learning yoga from a person who is into astrology and into birth charts and into the Hinduism, the Sanskrit and everything that revolves around that. I feel a little uncomfortable learning yoga from people who just know yoga but don't know the inner meaning of yoga or where it comes from, and the ins and out of it. It's just natural. Like if I have a BMW, I feel comfortable going to BMW to take care of my car. I'm not going to go to Honda to get my car fixed. I'm going to go to BMW. And of course, there's some people that are cheap out there. They will go to Honda and they'll realize that they're going to have more problems, because for Bavarian Motor Works, you need someone who is comfortable and has more knowledge with working with Bavarian Motors, because Bavarian Motors are what BMWs are. Bavarian Motor Work. BMW. Yeah, I used to work for BMW a long time ago. That's how I know this. Anyways, back to birth charts. Back to at it. When you have Venus in a certain sign, that sign will show you how you're going to meet your spouse, your other individual, your soulmate, whatever the case you want to call it, your life partner. So the Venus placement is very important, because the Venus placement is what tells you how you're going to meet your person. So now, depending on where your Venus is, what house is in, that's how you're going to meet your person. So it goes through 1 through 12, right? So if you have Venus in your 3rd house, Venus in your 4th house, Venus in your 5th house, look into that house and look at the theme of that house, right? So Venus in the 1st house is the theme of self. The 1st house is all about self, right? 2nd house is all about possessions. 3rd house is about communication. 4th house is about emotions. 5th house is about your love for yourself. Like it kind of represents Aries in a sense, like the 1st house and the 5th house. The 5th house is more about just taking care of self love, though. It's a little different. 5th house is more about self-love, how you love yourself, how you give love, how you treat yourself. The 6th house is all about your health, your work, your life, how you balance it, the things that you do on a daily basis. So these are the things you want to look at, the themes of those houses. So if you have Venus in the 3rd house, most likely you're going to find your soulmate talking to someone, communicating with someone, learning about someone. Like someone says to you, hey, do you know such and such, they're single and blah, blah, blah. And you're going to be like, yeah, I'm single too. And then that person is going to be like, oh, okay, well, let me hook you up. It's through people that you know, through people that you communicate. Or if you work in a place where you communicate things, or you're into messages, sending messages back and forth. Even for these people, Venus in the 3rd house, you could find your person dating online, right? But if you are 4th house Venus, right? If you have Venus in their 4th house, you will not find someone dating online. You're going to find your person through family members, because Venus in the 4th house is all about family, brothers and sisters, Right. So that's how you want to look at it. So pull out your chart, look at your Venus. Which house does it sit in? Okay, if you have Venus in the 6th house, you're most likely going to meet your person, go like dealing with work, okay, something that you work with. So it could be, it sounds really stupid, but it could be buying pencils, buying notebooks. What do you do with pencils and notebooks? You work with them. Make sense? I hope you understanding, like Venus in the 3rd house. Maybe you're going to the store to fix your phone. What does your phone help you do? Communicate. What is the store going to help you do? Communicate better, especially if your phone is not working. So going back to Venus in the 6th house. So yeah, you're going to meet your spouse basically either going back and forth to work or at work or a place where you would buy things for work or buy things to work with. Like if you like again, I'm getting pencils, notebooks, a store like that. So keep that in mind. Don't get discouraged if you're not dating someone or if you're single. Just understand that it is already written in your chart what's going to happen. So in order to get a peep of what's going to happen, look at your birth chart. There's some people who get really discouraged when they're like, oh, I'm at a certain age and I still haven't found someone. I really need you to go look at your chart. And if you need help learning your chart, having your chart explained to you, if you want me to help you look for your spouse in your chart, I can help you do that. It's very simple. You just got to learn. You got to educate yourself and you can find these things out. So for my girlies and my guys out there who are probably still single and they're thinking like you want to give up, no, don't give up. Look in your birth chart and see what's happening, because sometimes you have placements in your chart that are late bloomers. Okay, like a really good way to give you an example of that is Venus in the 6th house is a late bloomer. A lot of people who have Venus in the 6th house will find that they find love late in life. Okay. And why is that? It's because it's about, the thing is, people with Venus in the 6th house like their individuals with ambition and stability. So if you have Venus in your 6th house, right, you have the planet Venus sitting in your 6th house, that means that you're looking for a partner that's stable and ambition. So whenever you see somebody that's ambitious, whenever you see somebody that's stable, that's what calls to you. That's what you want. You're like, oh my God, like, wow. Like you're hot. I like that about you. Or Venus in the 7th house. Venus in the 7th house, someone who's family oriented. So I'm sorry, not family oriented. That would be Venus in the 4th house. Venus in the 7th house, you like this person because they're very not communicative, but they get along with others good. They're very they're well known in a sense, like, because the 7th house deals with connections. Love connections, marriage and stuff like that. This could even mean that you might find someone while you're with someone already. That's funny, right? But that's just how it goes. So you can't get mad at someone. You can't judge someone because you know what? That's what's probably written for them. They had a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and while they were with his boyfriend, girlfriend, they found someone else. That's Venus in the 7th house. Venus in the 8th house, you probably find someone at a funeral, or you find someone while someone is dying, in a sense. Like, say you have a grandma that's dying in the hospital, you're visiting your grandma. The doctor that your grandma is being taken care of by, that's maybe who you're going to be with. Or at grandma's funeral, or at someone's funeral, or or because of someone's passing. I know it sounds harsh, but it's just how it works, because you got to look at the themes of the houses. So Venus in the 9th house. Venus in the 9th house is all about religion and education and spirituality, right? 9th house, Sagittarius. So you might find this person at church. You might find this person through your pastor or someone who is a religious leader or a role model in your life. Or you might find this person when you get closer to God. You know what I'm saying? Like, all your life you've been ripping and running around and saying, I don't care about God. I'm going to do what I want to. And then when you finally decide to come close to God or start believing in God and having faith again, having belief again, that's where you're going to find your soulmate through that faith and belief or partner. I really like to stay away from the word soulmate because everybody is your soulmate in a sense. Anybody that impacts you is a soulmate, but I don't want you to think that whoever impacts you in your life, that's your soulmate and that's who you need to be with. Soulmates come and go. We're talking about life partners here. So again, if you're interested in understanding how you're going to meet someone, when they're going to come in, check out your Venus placement. where is your Venus placement at? Is it in the first house, the second house, the third house, the fourth house, the fifth house, and so on and so forth? Venus in the 10th house, you may meet someone through your friends, because the 10th house is all about friends and connections and community. Venus in the 12th house, you may find someone, while you're doing some type of psychological work in a sense, or subconscious work in a sense, where you're probably getting over something subconsciously. A lot of times these people meet when they're doing their dream jobs, right? Because Venus is all about, Neptune is all about dreams and the unconscious. So it all depends on the theme of the house, guys. All right. I hope it helps. Please leave a comment at the bottom. If you need me to further explain certain houses, I will do so. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys find this new information riveting, because I do. I always think it's interesting to look at your birth chart and see what is going on. I have a lot of clients that came to me and said to me, well, no, I'm not getting married. I've been in relationships, but now I want to settle down, but it's not working for me. What I do is I look at their Venus. Where is their Venus at? What house is it in? What is it sitting in? What's across from it? What's going on? And that's how you're able to figure out. 9 times out of 10, I've learned that the people that I ask that are married, how they met their spouse and where they met their spouse, it usually does correlate with where their Venus sits and what house it sits in. It's amazing. Just again, like, remember how I said Venus in the 4th house is emotions, like your home, like where your home, right? Because 4th house is ruled by the moon, your mom. So these people may find someone through their moms, through a feminine energy in their life that they consider to look up to as a mother figure, or someone around their home. Hey, you might even find someone going to the restaurant and like this restaurant is a seafood restaurant, because again, it deals with water, emotions. So it's like anything in that nature under that theme. So please have fun with this. Pay attention to this, and let me know what you think. Okay, please hit the subscribe button, please hit the notification button, please hit the like video, please hit the button to like the video, and please leave a comment at the bottom. I really enjoyed this, guys, so let me know what you think. All right, love you guys.